progress well for a while, and then we get a little rain, and they're going to be delayed for a while. Alabama, 35% complete. Their average for 5 years is 43%. 20% of the crop has been counted and harvested. Florida, 50% of the crop is dug, and they're showing that only 36% have been counted so far. But overall, peanut digging went well for a while, and then rain came about, and there'll be a delay, and then farmers will have a chance to get back into the field.
Bovine respiratory disease, or BRD, doesn't have to knock the wind out of your operation. The challenge is real, but so is Elanco's growing BRD portfolio. With Elanco, you can choose from multiple modes of action to help you and your herd breathe easier. For more than 40 years, Elanco has been committed to delivering flexible, future-looking solutions for BRD and other tough challenges. We're dedicated to ensuring our solutions always help you handle whatever you're up against. Our growing portfolio of products for the prevention, control, and treatment of BRD allows you to select the right solution to help keep your herd healthy and productive. It's right for cattle and right by you. Breathe easier. Ask your herd health veterinarian or sales rep about Elanco BRD Solutions. Elanco is a trademark of Elanco or its affiliates.
I'm Darren Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have some sunshine today with a thunderstorm in parts of the area this afternoon. High today, 89 to 91. Then thunderstorms in the area this afternoon will continue through this evening in spots. Patchy fog late, humid, low 74 to 76. Patchy fog in the morning Friday, still humid, partly cloudy. Thunderstorms in the afternoon with a high of 85 to 89. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
Bob Wine's Community Gardens and Nursery is a proud sponsor of Veterans News. Bob Wine's is located at 2610 Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. When it comes to landscaping, Bob Wine's has what you need. Everything from small plants to large trees, mulch, fertilizer, and so much more. Bob Wine's will even deliver, plant, and guarantee their trees. Bob Wine's Community Garden and Nursery has been keeping you blooming since 1952. Give them a call at 629-5766. Bob Wines offers 10% discount to all veterans. We'd also like to thank Hires Baxley's Funeral Services and Highland Memorial Park. Hires Baxley's had a generation of families honor them with their trust and confidence. They believe it's because for the last 128 years, their team of caring professionals have established a reputation of serving families with excellence and compassion. Hires Baxley currently partners with the Boy Scouts of America Troop Number 72 to properly dispose of decommissioned American flags. They're also a drop-off location for the program Cell Phones for Soldiers, helping to provide minutes that matter and helping heroes home. Hires Baxley is located at 910 East Silver Springs Boulevard here in Ocala. You can call them with any questions at 352-629-7171. You can also find out more information by going to hires-baxley.com. It's time for Vets News. Let's go out to the guys at Vets Helping Vets. Hank and Gary. Guys, good morning.
Yeah, it's Mr. Whittier to you. Okay.
No, this is Tom, not Joe.
How we doing? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
To be here. Hey, great day in Ocala, buddy. You know.
Nice sunny day. This is 2 days in a row. I'm talking.
The rain's supposed to rain tomorrow. It's supposed to be kind of like a rainy next couple of days, but that's okay.
2 days in a row. I'm talking to accomplished Marines. I'm talking to you today. I talked to Patrick Joint yesterday. And both of you will help me remind Joe that thanks to Joe and the Navy, y'all had the best taxi service you could have when you needed to go places.
Yeah, there wasn't it's an old line that I used, but it's true. I didn't mind. It was a taxi service. The problem was they left me places and didn't come back to get me.
That is an issue. That is a problem.
It was an issue. I'll tell you an old funny story. We were at a place that they weren't real friendly towards us, and so the Navy ships were tied up to the dock, and there's some rounds were going off. And, about an hour later, I saw the Navy ships about 5 miles out in the ocean. And they had an ensign, like a liaison between the Marines and the Navy. And I said, hey, what's the deal, ensign? He says, oh, you got to remember, those ships have thin armor on them. I had a shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, guys, we're glad to be here. Unfortunately, like we do every Thursday, besides our BSing around, we have casualties. You'll note, hope you note, how many of these brave men and women died from exposure and contracting COVID-19, amongst other things. But the COVID-19 is probably the main cause of death with all these first responders, police officers, firefighters, etc. Gary, go ahead and do it.
Right. We're going to start with the firefighters. We have firefighter Joey Wright of the Nichols Fire District in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. His end of watch was September the 24th. We have driver engineer David Hackett he's one of our own, Hernando County Fire and Emergency Services in Brooksville. His end of watch was September 25th. And he was a victim of COVID-19. We have Fire Chief Randy Miner of the Marianne Township Fire Department in Newark, Ohio. His end of watch was September 26th, and Chief Miner was also a victim of COVID-19. We have firefighter EMT Kelly William Fry with the City of Cumberland Fire Department in Cumberland, Maryland. End of watch, September 29th, also a victim of COVID-19. We have engineer Mark Gilman of the Elmwood Fire Department in Elmwood, Indiana. His end of watch was October 3rd, also a victim of COVID-19. And we have Lieutenant Andrew Orfadakis, who is with the Hardyville Fire Department in Hardyville, South Carolina. His end of watch was October 3rd, also a victim of the COVID-19 virus. Moving on to the law enforcement, we have Group Supervisor Michael G. Garbo of the United States Department of Justice, Drug Enforcement. His end of watch was October the 4th. He was shot and killed while a member of a task force in Tucson, Arizona. We have Senior Inspector Jared Kenworth, also of the United States Department of Justice, with the Marshal's Office. His end of watch was October 1st. He was killed as a result of vehicle crash injuries. And we have Police Officer Daryl Adams of the Memphis Police Department in Memphis, Tennessee. His end of watch was October 2nd. He was struck and killed by a tractor trailer on I-40. And we have Sergeant Nick Rinser of the Sheffield Police Department in Sheffield, Alabama. His end of watch was James Anthony Sisk. His end of watch was October 1st, and his death was due to the COVID-19 virus. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to the families of these firefighters and these law enforcement officers. Can you do us Amazing Grace, Tom, and Caps?
Amazing grace, how sweet
Back out to the guys at Vets Helping Vets.
Hey, thanks, guys. Always a sad moment every week. Nice. I think in the last couple of years, I think we've had maybe a half a dozen Thursdays that we didn't have cash. That was sort of the highlight. Makes you feel good, but it is reality. Either the COVID or I don't know if anybody saw the video of that shootout over in Daytona the other night between the Daytona police officers and some lowlife. If you get a chance to watch it. It shows you what the police officers are dealing with almost every day in this country. It is every day in this country. The guy must have fired 40 rounds at them. Fortunately, he missed, but it happens all the time.
Well, the officer that was killed in Nassau County, the Nassau County Sheriff's officer that was killed 3 weeks ago in Callahan, Florida. That's my hometown. He had just pulled a guy over on Mickler, which is a residential street that is just a calm street. He walked up and he shot him right in the face.
Yep. Yeah. I got the guy eventually. I guess they caught him a couple of days later.
They did get him, but I mean, it just tells you.
It doesn't do any good to that police officer and his family. And you know what? Here we
the police officer passed away. He passed.
I know he did.
Yeah.
I know he did. A couple of days later. But you think about it, and I tell you, I used to deal with some of those clowns in the prison system. It's one of those things where for the next 20 or 30 years, he's going to remain alive and probably will die a natural death, unfortunately. And, if I had my way, he would be dead now, but so be it. Gary, take over, because I want to talk about something a little bit. Get that stuff.
All right, well, we're happy to be here on a Thursday, and, to talk to the veterans out there and all the listeners and let you know what's going on.
Y'all got a big fundraiser coming up soon, don't you, Gary?
Yeah, we have the big fundraiser on the 19th of November, and let me just grab a pamphlet here.
I know it's one of your biggest events every year.
Yeah, it's our biggest event.
Joe looks forward to it because y'all actually let him come to it, so he looks forward to it.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to dress him up.
Oh, well, you dress him up, take him someplace, it ain't going to make a difference. But go ahead.
Yeah, we'll make him look good. November 19th is going to be from 6:30 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. The registration, there'll be a registration table there, and that registration will start at 5:30. If you got a military uniform, tell Joe if his Navy uniform still fits. He's welcome to wear it. Now, of course, we're looking for sponsors for the event. If you want to sponsor or if you want to get tickets to this event, call Jinky. Now, this is her cell phone number, so she'll definitely get back to you. 352-286-9491. And again, there's still plenty of opportunity for sponsors, and there's plenty of tickets out there. So, get them while you can, because this is a big event. And I don't know anybody, I've never heard not one negative comment about this particular event.
Well, I'll give you one. My feet are usually sore at the end of the night from dancing.
Somebody, I just got an email in. Somebody just emailed. Is this event open to the general public or only former military personnel?
No. Anybody can buy a ticket and come. Give her a call. She'll fill you in, or if you want to sponsor. No, a lot of civilians come. We get normally about 250 people. Military people, civilians. It's a good time. But I forget what Jinky is charging. What's the ticket price this year?
Let's see what we got
for an individual.
Okay, individual, I believe it doesn't say.
I think she went up a little bit because costs went up. I think it's about $70. But
unless it's
call and she'll fill you in.
Unless it's Joe Martone. Joe Martone's $125.
Food dinner on Tom.
Yeah, it's dinner, dancing. Now if you have an alcoholic beverages, you got to pay for that. But soft drinks and coffee and all that stuff are on the house there. But that's part of your meal. And it's a great meal. It's steak or some sort of chicken dish or veg.
And where's this going to take place?
At the Hilton, which is a nice location, good parking. It's a good time, really. This is our 8th, 9th. Anyway, we've done them, and every year Jinky does a better job. She really works hard at it. So, call her, 286-9491, and, let's be looking forward to seeing you. You'll have a great time. If you don't, Gary will make it up to you.
Hey, let's pay some bills real quick, guys.
Yeah, go pay some bills, and I got one thing I want to talk about when we come back.
We'll be right back. I'll just time out on WOCA, The Source.
Dad's service to our country is something we're so proud of. He made a difference and set a great example. Now it's our turn to honor the sacrifices he made for our family and this country. As veteran specialists, Hires Baxley Funeral Service helps us celebrate Dad's life and can help you too. Hires Baxley is here for you during your time of need or when planning for the future. For more information, call 352-484-0891 or visit hiresbaxley.com/choice.
You say you're looking for some new fall color? Well, mum's the word, and the place is Bob Wyann's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Hundreds of mums, dozens of colors, in prices you've got to see to believe. You can get 10 mums, put them all around the house, for just $29.99 at Bob Wyann's this week. For more color, how about fall crotons starting at just $9.99? And ever-popular knockout or drift roses, a huge array of colors starting as low as $19.99 this week at Bob Wyann's. And inside the greenhouse, you still save 20% on all indoor foliage. Outside, get an extra large bale of pine straw for just $5.50. The thing to do is check this week's ad. Then head on over to Bob Wyann's Camellia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. They're open daily from 9 to 4, Saturdays till 3, and they're in the same blooming place since 1952.
Let's go back and join Hank and Gary at Vets Helping Vets with more vet news.
Yeah, we're supposed to have Colonel Hammond here this morning, but talking about a couple of things. Couldn't make it. He's a busy guy. Does a lot of good work. Two things. One is, we're talking about fundraisers. Our friends out there at Spruce Creek Preserve are doing a bowl-a-thon on November the 6th. So I'm put together a team from Vets Helping Vets. If you're interested in joining us, I think it's $40 a pop a person. They're going to have a bowl-a-thon over there, just over the line in Citrus County. Nice little bowling alley. We did it last year. Did it a couple of years, and I bring Jimmy Cowan with him. Jimmy, the property appraiser.
Property appraiser. He's quite the accomplished bowler.
Let me tell you, yeah, he is. He makes it look easy. I have to tell you, I'm in the gutter all the time. This guy, strike after strike after strike. Apparently, he's bowled a number of 300 games, so he's on our team.
That's what people refer to, Hank, as a ringer.
It is. Well, we may compensate and put Joe on the team too, so that will balance.
That balances it out. Yeah.
Yeah, good. The good and the bad.
Can we throw Joe down the alley?
It will take two of us, but I think we can do that.
I think we can get it done.
And what, as messed up as Joe is, he'll miss the pins.
And do we let him have a helmet, or we just throw him helmetless down the alley?
No, he doesn't need it. His head is as hard as it comes. He doesn't need a helmet.
Pretty good point.
They modeled those NFL helmets after Joe's head.
It's pretty good point.
Listen, bad news though. Our Marine Lieutenant Colonel Schuler is being charged now. He's going to be at court-martialed. They hit him with 6 charges yesterday. Because he spoke up against how things were handled in Afghanistan and the withdrawal and the death of 13 brave men and women. He had the nerve to speak up and say how messed up things were and how mishandled it was. So they have decided to charge him and court-martial him. I hope he gets all of our support, and we need to let Congress know, and we need to let this administration know our feeling about that, because clearly this is a railroad job, and clearly it's an attempt to shut him up and to shut others up. And guess what, folks? That includes us. So if you have the audacity and the courage to speak up about what's going on in this country and what's wrong, believe me, they're going to come after you.
Well,
like they did with Lieutenant Colonel.
They announced yesterday or the day before that the Justice Department is looking into filing charges against any parents that go to school board meetings and talk out against things that they don't like, the curriculum they don't like, or mask mandates and all. Yeah. The Biden administration said, you start doing that, the Justice Department will look into you as being domestic terrorist. Where the hell are we at in this country right now, Hank? Where the hell are we at in this country?
Well, we're law-abiding citizens who speak up about an injustice and trying to get this country back on track are going to become victimized. We've already been victimized. We've been victimized by this administration. You know, it's happening every single day. The colonel is just a high-profile one. You talk about that. Yeah, considering parents who may yell and scream, my God, don't they have a right to yell and scream when they think that their children aren't being treated correctly, aren't being taught the right curriculum? Yeah, they do, particularly where their tax dollars are involved. They have a right to yell and scream and tell the school boards how incompetent.
Domestic terrorists, Hank. Domestic
terrorists.
terrorists.
They want to classify them as domestic terrorists. Like, I didn't see that happening when they were burning down some of these cities.
No.
And still in possession of some of the cities out in the West Coast, like Seattle. Some of these terrorists, they haven't charged any of them. I wonder why. Well, we're in a state of crisis, you know. Someone once said, I think, about courage, being courageous and doing the right thing, and how sometimes you have to pay the price for it. But so be it. You know, we did that in 1776. I think it's 2021 now, and going on to 2022. The price needs to be paid if you're going to keep this country free.
And, the last commander-in-chief would have probably intervened and said, leave that Marine alone.
I'm sure he would have, but not this climate. Matter of fact, my guess is that the original idea to charge him came right out of the White House. Certainly someone in high rank and in the White House or the Biden administration, there's no doubt in my mind. And certainly we know General Milley is part of that corruption that takes place. So sad days in this country, but like we tell you every week, we have hopes, and I have hope in the people just say enough. And if we've done it before, we'll do it again. You can't tolerate tyranny, particularly from your own government. We're living under a tyrannical state right now. So I urge you to vote, and I certainly urge you to change things in Congress. We've got an election coming up next year that's very, very important to try to get American people in Congress who believe in this country and want to protect this country. Right now, that doesn't exist that much. We need to regain control of that House of Representatives and the Senate, and then hopefully in a few more years,
the White House. Yeah.
We'll see. But in the meantime, local elections are important. Get the right people there too. All right, Tom. We're out of time, Tom.
We got about 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, Gary's going to talk some shop about over here. By the way, those opinions are my opinions, not the Vets Helping Vets opinions. Okay. So I clarify that.
Yeah, we're again remind everybody we're open from 8 until 4 Monday through Thursday, and we're open till 8 until 1 on Friday. We're here to serve you. We're waiting on some funding to do some really interesting things, but we can still help with some minor bills and stuff. And again, we have a great food pantry. So if you need help, come in. Let's see what we can do. We'll link you up with somebody. Again, we have chaplains here. We have insurance people here. We have mortgage people here. We have people here that'll get you a good job. So come in and see us. We're glad to have you. Have a cup of coffee with us, bottle of water, and, if we can't help you, we know who can. So looking forward to helping any veteran that needs help. And we can use some volunteers. And if you got extra money, we could sure use that too, right, Hank?
Well, this is, we're just getting into our new budget year, Tom. You know how that goes.
Yes.
We're trying to squeeze some more money. We write grants almost every day. We work on grants here. Doing okay, but the needs are great, and a lot of issues. Big issue right now is mental health issues. A lot of these people we see are suffering from mental health related issues. And it's, it's not just homelessness, it's not just being hungry. A lot of them have really severe issues that we're dealing with. It makes it very difficult to deal with some of them in terms of getting them to do what they need to do, including taking their medication. So hopefully, here shortly we'll have a little grant that will help us take care of some of that. It's in the pipeline.
Well,
in any case.
Tell people the address because we got about 20 seconds.
Yeah,
2730 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala, Florida, Suite 200.
Hey, listen, thank you for your service, and probably as much this week as I've ever said it before. God bless America, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you next week.
Have a good one.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of...
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370